show! From Michael Bay to Marvel, UK, and every rocker in between. Breaking news and toy reviews, every robot stands wet green. Grab a brew and join the crew, become part of our scene. Bring your mom, let's drink her own, make sure you're at least 18. Welcome to the show, the party and the flow. Friday nights, let's go, Transformers the show.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It doesn't seem 2 minutes since we were last sat here, or at least some of us. And we were discussing at the time what we might see at SDCC. And you know what? We've seen some things at SDCC. I mean, admittedly at 2 a.m. And a big thank you to Jamie and Bisto, who covered the live stream for us last night. For those of you who are truckers, probably, or are up at that time of night, hopefully you managed to catch that. And go back and have a look at it. You'll hear what the Hasbro team had to say. But we are here today to talk about our thoughts on some of these reveals, which I think it's fair to say are fairly exciting for all of us. Maybe for different reasons. And there might even be a bit of disappointment. We're going to go through the whole spectrum of emotions. Joining me is, as usual, Pete from the show, who has managed to drag himself away from the gym for us. Thank you very much for that, Pete.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you. You're allowed to talk. And also, we are joined by TF Nation and Talking Transformers, Dave Wallace, who's come to talk to us about certain things. How are you, Dave?
I'm not too bad. Yes, I didn't come from the gym. I came from TFN Prep. It's very much like the gym. It's very intensive. The only difference is that I don't move for several weeks. Whereas obviously Pete's gym schedule involves a lot of movement. All of this.
Pete's already been to the gym. We know this. He's already gone to get buff, but just for all of us, and we appreciate that. So we're going to get into it, guys. I will be sharing the photos from the reveals last night. Apologies in the live chat. That means that I might struggle a bit to share some of your comments as we're going through it, but we might catch up with those when we've gone through the pictures. But do put your thoughts in the live chat. What do you think of what's come out? Do you agree with any of the points we're about to make, or do you think we're talking nonsense? You're wrong, but you can say. Okay, here we go then. Let's have a look. So we're going to start off with one of the first things that came up on the live stream. And this is something we were discussing just before we went live. So there's going to be a 2026 fan vote. And we all know those go so well and always give us exactly what we asked for. Now, I'm going to hold my hands up and admit, when I was watching this back and this bit was on the screen, I was in the middle of doing other things. I didn't quite catch it. So we have some theories about what this might actually involve. I think, Dave, you had an interesting one, which would, if you wouldn't mind sharing it.
Yeah, I just think it's quite interesting. You know, we've got, obviously, the reveal there, Starscream, Megatron, Soundwave. I could have sworn, and I haven't gone back to watch this yet, that Shockwave was also part of the reveal as well, who was going to be in this. Now, I think it's interesting that that leaked toy list that we had a few days ago that Jamie posted up, I thought it was interesting that both Soundwave and Shockwave were potential candidates for a Studio Series 86 figure. I wonder if perhaps that's where these figures have, how they've gotten onto that list. But it also seems really interesting because here you've got Megatron, here you've got Soundwave, and to a lesser extent, maybe Shockwave, and even Starscream, who is just a jet, and has always been some kind of aircraft. Hasbro's basically saying, yeah, let's do something different with him, especially with Soundwave. He can't be a cassette player anymore.
No.
Really Megatron can't be a gun anymore. Shockwave can't really be a gun anymore. I like this. I think it's cool. I just wonder what the end game is outside of releasing one specific toy with a different alt mode. Where does that fit in terms of lines? Is this something that you're planning moving forward? Or, for example, if it's a Megatron who wins this vote and suddenly the internet suddenly decides that they want his alt mode category to be a vehicle and then his alt mode type to be a double-decker bus, does that mean that Megatron is now forever a double-decker bus?
That's a good question.
It's almost like a rebirth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are they picking one character, going, okay, we're going to shelve the last 40 years or whatever, and it's a reincarnation going forward? You've got to think they might do it if they think it's sensible.
It's an on-demand thing, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
It's giving the fans, right? Hang on, you moan about things like, for example, Megatron not being a gun, right? Well, why don't you guys choose a character? And obviously, it's going to be a fan vote, so it depends which character gets pushed the most, and an alt mode, and the alt mode type, and then we'll build that toy for you because you guys have just told us you all want it. So will they? Once it's done, will we all want it? I guess is the question.
Boat face comes to mind.
Boat team boat face would be great. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see because, like you said, there's a potential big hitters that we could have in this.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird, Soundwave's been everything from a cassette player to a satellite to an SUV. Megatron's been everything from was it Heart of Steel? Oh no, Shockwave was the boat in Heart of Steel.
Yeah, Shockwave was the kind of warship, the metal warship in.
Yeah, was Megatron the train? I can't remember. There was a train with a big cannon on, and I can't remember if that was Megatron or not.
He's a cannon in the new toy they've released of it, and that's based off the Hearts of Steel, isn't it?
Was the train Astro Train? Was the train Astro Train?
Could be.
Yeah.
But I think Starscream's the one that really stands out because again, it's like, tell me the last time that Starscream wasn't a jet.
Yeah.
So I think it would be cool to see something different for Starscream. But again, yeah, it's just interesting to see where they go with this. What I will say though, and I'm just throwing this out there as something that I observed on the panel. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with anything revealed. But all I would say is, did you notice the background art that they had and sort of the art that they're presenting moving forward? It is the most Generation 1 Generation 1 art. It's not evergreen. All of those designs seem to have disappeared, but I just thought it was interesting and something worth pointing out. That is some genuine, like, modern, fun G1 art.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, definitely. I think it's on our thumbnail for this. That very art, or at least some of the art that they've used over the weekend. So yeah.
And I'm here for it.
Yeah, all the G1 fans rejoice.
Yeah.
Finally, we've been seen. Watch everybody vote for a Beast Wars character now. Right. Okay, let's move on then. It will be interesting to see what comes of this fan vote. And if you've got your ideas in the live chat and things, I hope you're popping them in there. We will see. I'm going to have a think myself which one I will go for. Then we saw some of the things that we'd already seen. So we had already seen Jetfire and Darak and Salila from Void Rivals, that pack, which at the moment is available just at the con SDCC, but will be available afterwards. Don't know in what numbers, but it will be available. We just were speaking about it, the Heart of Steel 2-pack. I know some people already have this in hand because I've seen in-hand photos starting to appear. So you have Optimus Prime there as his little choo-choo train mode, and it's a plane, I guess. It's kind of a plane.
I mean,
yeah, it's a plane because we designed it.
It's not anything else.
Bumblebee also in choo-choo train mode, and there is Megatron as a cannon. Are you getting any of these? Either of you? Are you picking these up or planning to?
No.
As long as it's not just me. I thought I was going to be like the only person. But they look okay. I saw somebody make a comment once saying they look a bit like B&M, the cheap toys you get in B&M in terms of the way the plastic looks and things. I think that's just the colors and the fact they turn into choo-choo trains, but they're not for me. It's just
I think they've ticked a box though, haven't they? It's like, all right, we've done something for Hearts of Steel. Now it can go away in the archives.
Now it can go away, unless it does well, in which case we'll make more and make more money.
I mean, is there that many Hearts of Steel characters that they can make? Like,
no.
Third party's done a few, and I know the Shockwave. I think we had a third party Shockwave that went into the boat, but
how many conversations have we all been involved in where Hearts of Steel comes up regularly? as a discussion topic.
I've been saying this for years, that for the last couple of years at least, that one of the things I think Hasbro should absolutely do is open studio series up to artist studio series.
Right.
You know, we've had
Yeah.
so many fantastic artists who've managed to do all of their renditions of class. I want to do it because I want War Within figures, for God's sakes. Like, so that's it. You know, I want Don Figueroa's War Within in action figure form. So I want Hearts of Steel to do well so that Hasbro feels inclined to continue with this, but with a completely different artist and a completely different design and all of that stuff.
Let other stories stand on their
Yeah,
shoulders.
yeah, exactly. Well, it's good that we're all supporting this. Right, we
Just
just
not with
move
our
on.
wallet.
We're there in spirit. We obviously have seen the Nemesis Prime. We discussed it last night on Transformers the Show and the Air Defense Minicon team. For me personally, I'm very pleased with this. Some people, there's been a bit of gnashing of teeth about the fact that they want the Air Defense Minicons to be released as a separate entity, that they can just buy the Minicons rather than having to buy them as part of the set. Who knows? Maybe down the line, Hasbro will do that. But right now, it is the search for more money. So that doesn't seem too likely. Anybody want to weigh in at all on these guys before we start to, I think, get close to dipping our toe into the actual new reveals?
It's great for Armada
$70.
fans. Yeah.
75, I think it was.
$75. Yeah. Bearing in mind you're losing the trailer.
Yeah. For a Voyager, a fairly decent, well, very good Voyager, but a Voyager with a triple pack of Minicons.
Yeah. However, yeah, I'm buying it.
Yeah, I am. I can criticize it all day long.
And this will become a theme for other figures that we're about to talk about. I'm buying it entirely for the Minicons.
Hey, there you go. Pete?
No, but look, if this is your jam, then fill your boots. We can't continue to dine out on G1 as much as it
true.
pains me to say it. However, if you're an Armada fan, this is pretty sick.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it is.
And
Right,
it comes with a new face.
He does. He comes with the kind of damaged face that he sports within the episode, as again we discussed last night. So
For like 3 seconds of on.
yeah, it's not for long. I think there'll be like non-F or someone who'll do an alternative head for him and the usual kits and everything. So,
but you know what? Like when people complain about that, they're like, "Oh, well, why doesn't it just come with the like normal face?" It's like because they're doing something different with it. Like they're giving you something. Like
this is it. This is it. Oh, I forgot about these almost. The Hot Wheels pairing, which are deluxe size figures. So Twin Mill and Bone Shaker. We have seen these quite a lot on the show. So we won't spend too much time on them. I think it's good that they're giving us literally new toys with new molds. They're not particularly for me. Just the aesthetic isn't for me. But are you guys picking these up? Are you excited?
I might do. Because they look pretty cool, don't they? I don't think they're going to go off down a different line per se. But if they're priced sensibly, I think they look quite cool.
I wonder if there's any way these will be retooled into something more familiar to us, but I'm not sure what they'd be. Maybe the Micromasters upscaled, but
there is something incredibly 2004 about these guys. That do sort of like there's just a sense of nostalgia to them.
But they're very Hot Wheelsy, aren't they? They are really, they are really Hot Wheelsy.
Yeah,
that's it. Very Hot Wheelsy.
I guess that's the thing, isn't it? Like, I've talked to a few people about this, about Hasbro's philosophy when it comes to design, which is that because the design team are so enamored by things like the cartoon, they start with the robot mode and work backwards to the alt mode, which is the antithesis of how Transformers was originally designed. That's why Ironhide's toy looked the way he did, because the toy came first and the alt mode was what came first. And I like this because it's like, clearly they started with the alt modes and it doesn't matter how the robot actually looks because they're brand new characters. And I kind of like that. It's something unique that we don't often get, to be honest.
it's good that we've got new characters, that we got new things, because we do need to freshen things up sometimes. It can't be the same characters every time. But these, not for me personally, but I know a lot of people are excited for them. Let's go on there. So now we're hitting the reveals. So there was a panel an hour before they showed these on the live stream, and Sam of Sam's Formers was messaging me at 1 a.m. And keeping me up, damn it, but I did stay up because he was messaging me with his phone photos of what was happening in the panel. But these are the proper slides. So let's have a look. I'm sure the first one is one nobody will be interested in. Deluxe Sure Shot, people.
I mean, how clean does it? I mean, his face. Oh,
it's so lovely. And I'm telling you now, they'll get a joyride out of this as well. If they don't, they're idiots. They absolutely will. But yeah, Deluxe Sure Shot, definite buy. I believe first proper toy of the G1 Sure Shot character since the 87. I mean, what is there to say? This weirdly was the big one for me from this.
This figure will be $24.99 when he drops in stores, but he has already cost me over £100. Because I've just had to go and try and track down that Takara Twin Twist to get Sure Shot, Spoil Sport, the Target Master.
Oh yeah.
Because I did it for Peacemaker and Point Blank, so it's like,
gotta do it now. You set the standard.
But his head sculpt, words fail me.
It's lovely.
Do we need a new crosshairs though as well though? Like,
yes.
I think they'll repaint it. I have a feeling they'll do a bit of a spinister, give it a lick of paint so it's a slightly different paint job, and stick it in a twin pack with something. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm just looking at Hasbro's track record.
It does look dated though, doesn't it? When you compare it to Point Blank, and then you compare it to Shot, and it's like, well, you're the poor relative son.
And there's still Point Blank's knocking around.
I can't. This is like my highlight. I have waited years for this figure,
Yeah.
And then is it somewhat ironic that I saw the pictures and the first thing that popped into my head was he's the Hulk Hogan of Transformers. Not in a bad way, just the red and yellow. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, the colours definitely. Yeah, the colours. We covered this last night. Don't worry, Dave. We covered ourselves.
As Pete points out, though, the head sculpt is. It's
lovely, isn't it?
So beautiful.
Yeah. Well done, Hasbro, on this one. We are very, very pleased with this, and it will be an automatic buy. Then we got, when the computer decides to do, there we go. So we started to see some more of the Combaticons, which we said last night. I think I said it. We've got to see more of the Combaticons. We've had Vortex randomly out there on his own. Where's the rest of them? Well, we got to see a few more. So here's Blastoff, which Mark was saying, Mark Lonus, all praise be to Mark. He was saying on the live stream that they've kept the animation error on his face. Yes. So he has the animation error eye, which is the bit of purpley lilac paint on his face. It's a choice. It doesn't bother me particularly. What do we think, guys? Is this a yay or an A or somewhere in between?
Oh yeah,
100%. Yeah,
100%.
The alt mode's lovely. They're starting to do that. They're mimicking the thing with the arms, aren't they? Where they're same with Vortex. They've got part of the side paneling that's built into the arms, but his head just looks ridiculously long. I don't know if that's the render, but that is a long old head.
Maybe. I thought Vortex's eyes, goggles, whatever we want to call it, visor, that was quite wide as well. It's just the style they've gone with. I suppose it's supposed to be a bit more animation.
Yeah. It's a must buy, though, isn't it? Must buy.
Yeah, very good. And we got him. We also got a new Deluxe Junkion. Pete is overjoyed. And they've used Towline's head on it. And this is Axel Grease, which was a female Decepticon mold previously. obviously changed it to the Junkion style colors, gave it Toe-Line's head sculpt, and it's going to be another Junkion for you to collect.
The mold is
feel the
failing. Let's
excitement.
get as many bots out of it as possible.
It is. Let's just keep sticking them out there. Another Junkion. If you're a fan of Junkions, this is great.
Yes.
And I think the mold's decent. I think, you know, Axel Kreese was a good figure. I just don't know, again, if there was a massive clamoring for this. I don't remember seeing it particularly on the boards. But maybe in the chat right now, you guys are going crazy for this. Maybe this is what you want to see. There is another Junkion coming up that people might be more excited about.
It's worth 12 quid, isn't it, when it eventually inevitably drops down to bargain shelf clearance. You know, it's worth a couple of quid for a mess, but if you've got any self-respect, you're not paying £25 for that.
Well, there's jalopy of a figure.
Yeah, Loppy by name. Yes, well, there it is. You heard it here first, guys. How much self-respect have you got? We'll find out. And then, Dave, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. This means that now we are only 2 characters away from completing in the modern incarnation of Beast Wars, which came to an end almost 5 years ago, but hey ho, whatever. We're only 2 characters away now from completing the original cartoon lineup. Quick Strike, all-time favorite of mine. That original toy, I have said for many, many years, even if you have modern Beast Wars toys and you don't have the originals, if you can track down the original Quick Strike toy for a reasonable price, good luck with that. He still works perfectly. This is just a modern interpretation of that figure. And when I mean interpretation, I mean it's exactly the same figure. It's just they've rebuilt it. And the good news is solid plastic on his legs, unlike the original, so there's no chance of it breaking, snapping, being brittle or anything like that. They've got all of the articulation in his Cobra. He looks amazing. The colors pop. It's my favorite boob in Transformers. And just in case anybody doesn't watch
enough about
Wars,
Pete.
that's a joke.
I mean, I'm not a Beast Wars guy. That may have come across on the show previously, but even I think this looks kind of cool. And I know you've shown me before the original toy, and a bit like we've seen recently with the Age of the Primes Sideways, the similarities to that figure are pretty stark. It's amazing how they've captured the look of it, and yeah, it's an interesting one. I think if you're a Beast Wars fan like yourself, you're going to be chuffed with this. And like you say, is that only two more figures that you need?
There's only 2 more. So it's a Depth Charge and oh god, what the hell?
Put you on the spot now.
Agent X or Protoform X.
There you go.
Also, somebody's going to put it in the comments.
Somebody in the comments will save you. It's fine. That's what I do all the time. I get stuck. I'll just ask the live chat. Yeah. But Pete, you'll obviously be ordering this to complete and round out your Beast Wars collection.
I mean, it might be the pre-workout talking, but you know, enjoy yourselves. If this is what you like, then more power to you.
I thought you were going to say you liked it. Then.
No, I've not had that much.
But it's kind of cool. And it's a Beast Wars. It's another Beast Wars figure and one that was needed. So I think that's really important.
Not everyone has to buy everything, right?
Exactly. And everybody's allowed to like different things.
Yeah. Just unsubscribe from the show if you're buying this.
This man does not represent our views.
No, Dave, no.
Dave has left the... I wouldn't go as far as to say I'm desperate for it, but I actually quite like the look of it. So I'm more in your camp, Dave, here. Pete needs to educate himself. Anyway, we're going to move on.
Not the first person to said that.
Wow. Okay. Quintus Prime.
This is very cool.
What do we think then? It's certainly a different design, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's what to be fair,
like
what we're crying out for, because we've seen a rehash of a Junkion again, but we've seen a new Beast Wars character and we've seen a new G1 character. We need new molds, and this might not be amazing, but the design team are bringing us something different, and I quite like it. I don't want to say I'm in love with it, but I quite like it.
And like you said, though, it's something new. At the end of the day, it's a new mold. It's one of the primes. We knew we were getting these primes. We were all interested to see what they'd look like, because their designs are often based off things we've seen from the Covenant of Primus and things we've seen in the past. I mean, I'm not sure what we'll call that alt mode. I know they referred to him as the jellyfish, I believe, on the stream. Yeah, it's a prime. And if you're collecting the 13 primes, you're going to get it. I mean, let's not lie about it. You're going to get, whether you like it or not, it's a different matter, but you're going to get it. It certainly is something different.
But again, in isolation, it might not look amazing, but when it's with the rest of the 13,
exactly.
Will that bring out the class fit? I don't know.
We will find out. We will find out. We'll move on then. Sorry, Dave, unless you had anything you wanted to add on this. Or...
No. I was excited for the 13 primes, despite the fact that I despised the 13 primes as a concept. But the few toys that we've had so far, 2 out of 3 of them have left me cold. So I think I'm off now for the primes, I think.
I've been messaged from above to point out that literally while we've been on air, we have apparently just ticked over 17,000 subscribers now. So thank you very much to all of you who are watching and supporting and liking, sharing, and all the rest of it. Not that we're asking you to, but just that you are. Thank you very much. So there you go. I did it, Paul. All right, I've mentioned it. So we're all good.
No regrets.
Right. Yeah, Quintus Prime. If you get collecting the 13, you're gonna buy it. And then that takes us on to the Age of the Primes Voyages for next year. I like Brawl. I think this is going to be like Scrapper, though. I don't think this is going to be Voyager sized or necessarily Voyager engineering, but I do like the way it looks. How are we feeling about this, boys?
Love it.
He comes with all the guns as well, doesn't he? He comes with all the weapons that he has in the cartoon, which is cool.
He does, which is exactly how they're going to justify.
Yeah.
For that big grey gun at the back.
Yeah.
So much.
To be fair, they mentioned it several times on the live stream, as I remember it. So they were getting across. You get the guns, we get all the guns. Look at the guns. Yeah. It's a lovely version of him, though. And
love the orange. Love the orange on his visor or his eyes, or however you want to describe it. Yeah.
Probably the best mainline version we've had of Brawl. I'm not going to say the best version, because there are some fantastic third-party versions of Brawl out there, but I think looking at mainline, it certainly looks a step up from the Combiner Wars one anyway.
It's so weird. I've gone pretty much my whole life without having any kind of Combaticons or Bruticus, and come the end of the year, we're going to have a mainline one and a third-party Masterpiece one. It's just
the
such
year
a
of the
good, but they do it. They're doing it so well, and I think he's such a. If it's done well, it's such a great character, and I think Bruticus, if Superior and Menacor or anything to go by, Bruticus is going to be excellent.
Agreed. Yeah. Right. We'll move on then from Brawl, and we'll take a look at animated Wreck-Gar. So using that bulkhead rather. Mold that we've already seen reused a few times and has been reused and repurposed as what was the name of the Junkion they did out of this? Trashmaster, that was it. And now we have Wreck-Gar in animated style. So is enough to make you want to pick it up?
Yes.
Ooh, mixed. Right, Pete, you explain why yes.
Head sculpt. The mold's solid enough. The head sculpt is pretty cool for me. They've done a reasonable job with the alt mode. Yeah, it's close enough. For me, it's close enough.
And Dave?
I have the original. Like, and that's
Flex.
great. And I'm just desperate. Like, the only times that I've been interested in picking up any of the animated stuff is when it's been new figures,
Right.
you know,
Fair
Wasp, things like that. Looks great. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it looks cool, but yeah, that's it.
No, I think that's fair points. And like you say, the original toy is a great toy. I think always felt like it was quite rare. Did it actually get a release here in the UK? I can't remember.
So few.
Yeah,
animated
I don't.
stuff released over
I don't
here.
think I ever saw one in person until I was at TFN.
Yeah.
So yeah. So great
done
though
a
if you're an anime fan.
They've done a reasonably good job with the head sculpt as well.
Yeah.
Oh, head sculpt.
Yeah,
is great. Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm just like, where's the animated Decepticons, man?
Mm,
Yeah. Lugnut, for example, would be nice.
Give me a Voyager Lugnut. Like,
Yeah. Hell yes. Hell yes.
would
Hell,
buy
I'd buy a Titan one if they turned it when he became the kind of the Omega Supreme clone thing. I'd buy one of them. Lugnut's that cool. Anyway, we shall move on. Amalgamus Prime. Now, interesting one. This apparently you can take it apart to put it back together in different ways so that you can create your own robot and alt modes. Sounds like Bionicles to me. But what do we think? Is this something we're all for, or is it a bit weird?
I posted this on Blue Sky before. As soon as I saw this, I had that Simpsons thing where Bart pulls out the goblin, and it's the only line it has is "Every second I live is agony."
How's that look?
Like, I think
Very
it
much.
looks dope. But if you told me this was from any other mech show, I'd believe you over Transformers, which is kind of the 13 anyway, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it looks cool, man. Like, I really do.
It's Spider Tank mode and stuff. It does remind me of stuff from other kind of toy lines and films and things like that. But I think they've done, to get across the character, I think they've done a really good job. It's just a bit, it's different, isn't it? It's new. So
I'm in, as I've already committed.
yeah. Well, again, if you're getting the primes, you are getting this. Let's be honest. Again, whatever your feelings might be on the toy, you are buying it. Apparently,
I'll be interested to see like how the connections on this guy work. Like, if they're just like basic ball joints, and you can just start pulling ball joints off any toys and start like sticking bits onto this guy, like, that's cool. Like,
I think from what they said, it sounds more like the weaponizer idea, because the information they gave was that you could create alt modes galore, I think was the phrase they used, that the limbs come off and you obviously then can reattach them in whichever styles you want to create your own looks for them. And I think that's quite a cool thing for people who are, like to be more imaginative and see what they can come up with him. And I'm sure we'll get some funny ones as well.
I like structure.
Yeah, me. Oh, I'm terrible for that. I would just be. I want it to look the way it's supposed to look. That's on the box.
If I wanted something like this, I would buy Lego.
Yeah. Don't put the arm there. That's not where it goes. Anyway, the scythe weapon and the T-cog plug in. The T-cog plugs into the head, and the scythe weapon is pretty fierce looking as well. But yeah, this grows on me every time I look at it. It's weird. The shockwave style head as well. Anyway, so that is coming along, and that takes us on to the leader scale. And first up, it's a repaint, but is a repaint as Razor Claw, which my understanding is a fairly difficult to find repaint of Tigerhawk, of course. So I've got Tigerhawk. I like Tigerhawk. I like this too. I like the paint job on this very, very much. So for me, even though it is basically the same toy, just repainted, I think is there a bit of remolding on the head? It's hard to tell. I'd have to zoom.
I certainly know the original figure was just a straight repaint.
Yeah, I think it is as well. I think it's still a straight repaint. But still, I'd be interested because I love the colours of it and I like this toy. But what about you guys? Pete, I'm guessing you're a no.
No, but then I did think they did a wicked job with Tigerhawk. Look, it's quite cool. I just don't take the figure out of the equation. Can they justify it being a leader? Was Tiger Hawk a leader? I thought,
Yes, yeah, he was
It
sold
was.
leader. Yeah. I didn't pay leader price for it though.
Mm.
It was one of those ones where I hung on till the price had reduced to what I felt was a more respectable price.
But is this so niche? Is this going to go the same way as that? Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe. What about you, Dave? Is this one that you'd want to be picking up?
I had the original back in the day, and I thought it was brilliant. Like I thought the colors looked excellent. I think they've done a really good job of capturing the look, not necessarily in Griffin mode. I think he looks a little bare, like all of the paint has really gone on his wings and stuff, but he looks really, really nice. You know, as you say, very niche. I mean, he's from the Universe line, if anybody remembers that.
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
Very late, early 2000s. Again, yeah, you know, if this guy is dropped by, like, say, 50% in Smiths or something like that, yeah, cool. Like, I'd be tempted by it, but certainly not one that because it just doesn't go with anything. You know, he doesn't appear in Beast Wars, so he doesn't go on that shelf. He's just kind of like he's Hasbro getting the most out of their molds, aren't they? Yeah.
He's the Universe line in a nutshell. Take old molds, recolor them, put them out as different character, make a bit of money for a short time, because I think it was only a year that we had the Universe line anyway.
Like long enough for like Furman to have written like several comics.
Yeah.
For it. You know, but yeah, I mean, the Universe line is literally like just toys they had laying around. They were like, "Have we got the mold for that?" Yeah, throw it in the Universe line.
Well, we got Skyquake, didn't we? Repainted as the King Atlas that I've got. And that's the Universe line. So yeah, they were finding things down the back of the cupboard and everywhere to give us. But yeah, this looks all right. We also are getting Big Convoy. Now, again, this is well outside my wheelhouse. So Dave, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one.
It's an Optimus Prime-esque character that transforms into a woolly mammoth. Like, no further questions, and I will not be expanding on any of my points. He looks dope and massive, and he's a giant shell former, which is what he was before. And my only hope is that they're going to give us a Galvatron a little bit down the line, where Galvatron transforms into a drill tank. And he's wicked awesome looking. Yeah, he looks cool. He looks big. He looks chunky. Yeah, cool, man. Like, I'm totally down for this. And also the original Big Convoy one, obviously the white plastic doesn't hold up necessarily, and he's just fidgety as all hell when it comes to trying to get the panels and stuff like that. So I'm kind of hoping that they've taken the last 30, 20 odd years or something to streamline the transformation sequence and stuff like that. And look at his giant floppy, giant woolly mammoth ears, man. They're cute. And I've always thought the head sculpt on Big Convoy just looked incredible as well.
Yeah, I've seen the Nemesis version of this. I think it was in comic book, but I'm sure there's a toy of it somewhere, and that looked pretty cool. Pete, would you be picking this up? I'm leaning towards yes.
No, because then it opened. No, because then you open up the door and no.
But it's a woolly mammoth.
This, I feel like I'm feeling targeted, Andy.
Don't know what you mean.
This justifies the leader. For me, the leader point. You know, it's a brand new mold. It looks very cool. You know, this I think this will fly, whereas Razor Claw might not. But it does look very cool.
Apparently, it has
something different.
Apparently, it has butterfly joints to hold the weapons, and the tusks are 5mm compatible.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. Share them around your other toys. Right. So, generally speaking, I think that's a very positive on Big Convoy. Yeah. And then that takes us onto the Commander scale for Age of the Primes. and we saw our first CAD render of Onslaught. That's all we've seen.
So
Looks
there's
all
your
right.
cab. There's your cab. He's going to come with a massive trailer that makes the legs and the
Yeah.
arms.
Yes, yeah. The trailer, yeah, of course. That is the style of the time. But at least it'll be more justified with this than it is with, say, Silver Bolt, where that's a stretch.
So
This one.
Are we thinking this is like spring 2026 then for Onslaught, bearing in mind that all they have so far is a render? Like, I honestly would have thought they would have tried to get 2 commander classes out this year. I would have thought they would have tried to get Onslaught out. It's a shame that I think we're pretty much going to be sitting on it for like 12 months before we get this guy, and we haven't seen Swindle yet. He looks cool, and I will be buying him. And it's also nice that Hasbro is just showing the renders. Like, when was the last time they did that? Previously it's just been, here's a stock picture of a character that we're going to release.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's true.
Get out in front of the lists. Tell people what they're going to be getting.
Exactly.
Like,
that's what we need.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If we ignore Silverbolt's baggage, they did a great job. But the Silverbolt Motormaster is still one of the best toys over the last couple of years. Hopefully Onslaught is on a similar vein.
Commander class, man. Like, is there a line that is just hitting home run after home run? I don't own Silverbolt yet, but I haven't picked up a commander class toy yet where I haven't gone, this is amazing. Like,
Definitely. Well, we'll look forward to seeing some more of that, hopefully sooner rather than later. And then that takes us on to Studio Series. So deluxes for Studio Series include the TF1 Arachnid that they showed us at least a grey model of back on the previous Hasbro Pulse live stream. Great for the TF1 fans. I'm not collecting the TF1 bots. I just feel like, I don't know. There's so much else going on, and there's so many other things I need to concentrate my money on that it's almost been like it's been too long. They should have been out when the film was out, and then it would have really hit home more. I probably would have been picking more of them up. But she is there, and she does look pretty accurate to the film.
Yes, for me.
We'll zip on and go to Barricade. This is the Last Night Barricade. So there was a toy of this at the time, obviously, which I think came under the Studio Series banner. Did it? I think it was Toys R Us, because it shows how long ago it was. But this is the Studio Series version of Barricade from the Last Night. Yeah.
I'd rather buy a Junkian.
It's a weird. I don't think the head sculpt looks that much like the head sculpt I remember from the film, or maybe I'm misremembering it. Yeah.
Where's your neck?
Do you know what my first thought was when I saw this? And you may disagree. I thought the previous toy, like I said, the original toy they released of this back when the movie was out, looked better than this to me. But I'm sure it's very good in terms of its articulation and everything. And if you're a movie guy or girl or whatever, then this is probably going to be a definite pickup for you.
Yeah.
Any of you guys, I won't be picking up. Will you? Do you think, Dave?
I've still never seen The Last Night.
Look at you. I can't watch it. If it comes on the TV now, it offends me so much I have to change the channel.
Yeah.
And Pete, I'm assuming it's a no from you, because you'd rather have a junkie on.
I'd rather run another half marathon.
That bad. And here is
Now
Deluxe
this.
86 Wind Charger, which we knew we were getting. Yeah, it's Wind Charger. It's got the penny racer kind of look to the alt mode, hasn't it?
Why are you saying it like that? Why are you not enamored with this?
I'm not enamored with it. I think it's as Paul would say, I think it's a solid 6 out of 10. But I don't think it looks as good as I kind of thought it was going to look.
Like his feet or lack thereof.
Yeah. The legs are an issue for me. They're very hollow. I'm sure he has feet, and probably just the picture doesn't show it. Panels on his ass. I don't know. It feels a bit like, You remember when we got the little, what was the smaller class called from a few years back from the Combiner War?
Class?
Yeah, it looks like a core class bot to me more than a deluxe, but I might be being harsh. Maybe when we see more photos of it, it'll look a bit better. But to me, at the moment,
And he will be a core class toy, Andy, in a deluxe packaging.
It's that.
You will buy it and you will stop complaining.
I suppose when you look at Gears and the hidden gem that is Brawn, you've got such mini masterpieces, and this looks like it'll be quite simple, transform in 5 steps kind of thing, which would be a shame considering how well they've done with Gears and Beachcomber and Brawn and stuff. However, look, we're picking holes. We needed a wind charger. We've got a wind charger.
Thing is, with like we've I think me and Dave both kind of noticed the legs. The information they gave us was obviously it's an all new mold. The back, his back will change color like in the show model. I'm assuming through the transformation. Apparently, the entire car folds into the feet, and it'll come with a blast effect.
It's got knee tilt as well, by the looks of it.
And apparently, the
not
face
just ankle tilt.
Face is on some kind of a level, it says, which allows him to look up and down, and there will be a toy head version coming in the retro line, I assume, as well. So if you want the more toy look, you'll be able to get that. So we'll see. It hasn't blown me away like I thought it would. Is my take on it.
It's a yes for me. I'll get
it. Voyager scale. Transformers 1 Alpha Trion. So decent. Looks like the character did on the screen. Alt mode looks decent as well. Again,
love the colors on this.
Yeah,
really, really nice. And obviously, they mentioned about how he's like dirty on the stream and stuff like that.
Yes, he's got battle damage, hasn't he? I think they called it.
Like the effects of the battle he had and things like that. 2 years in a row and 2 Alpha Trions. Like,
what's going on?
like, we had that 2-pack with Orion packs we've had more Alpha Trions in the last 3 years than Drift's last toy was a decade ago. Just throwing that out there, Not that I think Drift is better than Alpha Trion. I'm just
and still no throttle bots. Amazing.
I just want wide load.
Just give us that
wide
one.
load.
Yep. So he looks decent. Pete, anything to add on that before we move on?
It's a yes from me.
Cool. Thundercracker, which caught me out a bit because the first, looking at it about 1:30 in the morning, it looks so much like the Earthrise version at the first look through the photographs that Sam was sending me. That I just assumed, it's the Earthrise mold again, but apparently not. Apparently, this is all new tooling and will include a waist swivel with Starscream even and Sky Warp coming in 2026 as well, further down the line. So it's hang on. Does this mean how people strive to collect all of the different molds of the Seekers to have all the Seekers? I think somebody said there's 14 different versions of that Seeker mold. Is that where we all have to start again? Are we about to see a massive cull of Earthrise mold Seekers on all the sales pages?
I hope not, because I hope people aren't that desperate. This annoyed me when I saw this. It genuinely annoyed me. And I'll tell you for why. Hasbro had the audacity to put that Skywarp and Thundercracker pre-order 2-pack, which was super hard to get 3 years ago, out for pre-order this year, knowing fine well that they had a new mold lined up. I think that's embarrassing, to be honest. I think that was an absolute cash grab. And to put it out mere months before you announce that you're going to be putting out a brand new mold, even if you just look at the original Seekers, 2 out of 3 of them were locked away behind a hard to get exclusive.
Yeah.
And yet you're actively about to release new ones. I thought it was absolutely disgusting. And based purely on that, I'm not buying it. Like,
I could see a lot of people like going to cancel their pre-orders for things like that 2-pack for the ones that haven't received them yet, because like it's like, well, hang on, because the other one that was brought up by who was it who mentioned it? Might have been Steve Skywalker SCS, I think, had mentioned about the dramatic capture pack that comes with the reflectors that just like a month ago or so went up for pre-order. And now I know that's Takara, so fair enough. But like, if we're getting these,
yeah,
like you say, it's a cash grab. But I think the mold itself looks good. I don't know if there's massive differences with the
it's
Earthrise.
very clean.
Yeah,
like the
Very
Earthrise,
tuned.
the Earthrise has got
Yes.
so much detail
Tuned.
built into it.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they said, didn't they, on the stream that it's, I think they referenced it as like a mini masterpiece, and yet I don't know if I see hand swivels. It certainly doesn't look like it. So I don't really know what they're referring to in terms of mini masterpiece, other than the fact that it's got waist swivel. Yay!
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, his right hand seems to have a wrist swivel, because his right hand, as you look, the one that's folded back, it's definitely at an angle different to the arm. I can't tell from there if it's got opening and closing hands, which is kind of like a minimum now. But yeah, I'd have assumed not.
The head sculpt though is clean.
Yeah.
It's very tuned, isn't it? It's very tuned.
Definitely for the cartoon fans, especially this. Well, I mean, it's the Transformers the movie Studio Series 86, so it's it needs to be. But yeah, so could be a lot of people having to reinvest in more Seekers. Again.
So what are we looking at? We're looking at like a minimum of 8 figures at this point. Then your 3 main ones, 9, I suppose. 10 if you want to include King Starscream. You got your Rainmakers, you got your Coneheads, you've got your Seekers. Like,
yeah, at least 10, at least.
Yeah, and then by the time you've managed to collect them all, guess what? It'll be time for them to create a new mold.
The new mold. This is the way. Right, let's move on to the leader scale. And again, for the movie fans, the Bayverse fans, the Last Night Nemesis Prime. I think we've had the Optimus Prime, haven't we? So this is the version. I find it really difficult to see much different. I know it's the deco, really. I find it really different to see much different, but apparently it comes with new accessories, an alternative head, a new blaster, and a wrist dagger, which I think he uses in one of the fights. Is it with Bumblebee? If you I can always say this, but it's true. If you're a Bayverse fan, you're probably all over this. I'm probably as nonplussed as I've been for anything at this, but I'm sure it's great.
The elbow's quite cool, but it doesn't do anything for me.
I saw the regular release Studio Series Optimus Prime Last Night one in Forbidden Planet yesterday, and I don't know. I actually thought the paint deco on it just looked more like the kind of cheap toys that were being knocked out back in the big ones that were like one-step transformations. This looks a bit better in terms of the paint deco, certainly, but it's not aimed at me. It's not for me. So yeah, looks, I'm sure, very good for the people who want it, but just not for me.
If you're a Bayverse individual, have at it. Enjoy
Brandon,
yourselves.
you'll be all over this. I know you will. Right. Shall we do the last part then? The 2026 Titan for Studio Series is Transformers 4 Grimlock. Age of Extinction Grimlock. Yeah. Right. So let's go through the details very quickly. 15 inches, I think, is how tall they said it was going to be. They apparently want to commit to do all 4 of the Age of Extinction Dinobots. I'm sure they said there was 4 of them. I can't remember off the top of my head. And the mace that he holds has a wire in it for stability, so it's posable, I guess. It's a Titan-sized movie Grimlock. Are you in or out, Dave?
I am out, but I think this is a brilliant idea. Like, it's a giant metal dinosaur. Like,
who doesn't love dinosaurs, eh?
Exactly. You know, that's it. Like, I think this is cool. Like, as much as I'm never going to buy it and I don't want to own it or anything like that, one, saves me a Titan price. So it's almost as if Hasbro's just given me 150 quid back. So, you know, that's great. But yeah, I think it looks cool. And I'm not going to lie, like, seeing the prototype that they had there, I think it looks ace. And I'm glad that Titans aren't, and yes, there have been a few Titans here and there that aren't G1, but they were usually either repaints or a bit of a somewhat deep pull or something like that. Yeah, like Studio Series has basically been your mainline, movieverse line for, well, since its inception. Give them a Titan. That's cool. Like, and I think a giant T-Rex looks rad. So yeah, not buying it, but I think it's a really, really good choice, and we'll be interested to see whether or not it sells out or whether it goes to clearance.
Pete?
Well, as I've always said, certainly on this stream, I'm a massive Bayverse fan. I'm completely mad for the films. Yeah, it's a massive Grimlock. Of course, I'm going to buy it. It was never up for conversation. I think it looks so cool. And dare I say it, could it fit with MP scale maybe because of the size of it? Don't know.
Maybe as a Titan, yeah.
Well, didn't they say that one of the Optimus Primes will be able to ride on his back?
There you go.
Like
they
did say that. I don't know which scale it was, but they did say that one of the movie Optimus Primes will fit on his back.
Oh,
so I would imagine it's the Optimus Prime that we just that's last night, isn't it? Whatever,
Yeah.
I'm in. However, will I push the button initially? I don't know. We'll see what it comes out at.
Okay. Personally, it's not for me. I didn't like the designs of the Movieverse, Bayverse, Dinobots, so it's an easy pass for me. And like you, Dave, it's the easy way to save £200 now. But I can appreciate there will be people who will be really excited for this and who will like the look, the design of it. I'm just glad I'm not taking up more space.
Just to clarify, I will not be spending £200.
We shall see.
Because Star Convoy is only 150, isn't he?
Yeah, this is it. Maybe they'll drop it down to a smaller price point. We will.
199.99.
What did you say? It's 15 inches.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's
that's
that?
what I said,
that's like. That's not even like 2 foot tall. So that's, why does he have a tape measure on hand?
He always does, Dave. Surely you know this. This has become Pete's thing. Whenever we discuss the size or the height of a Transformer, to the point that we have given away Transformers the Show tape measures at a previous show we were at to some of the guests. So it's become a thing, Dave.
Yeah, I think I think if this is 150, I think it'd probably do very well there. I think if you're going any higher than that, then yeah, I think you're going to struggle on.
Yeah. I agree.
Because at least with Star Convoy, not only was it 150, but you get a lot in that box. Whereas this, it seems like you don't get a lot outside of Grimlock.
Yeah. Well, we will see. I'm assuming these pre-orders will be up fairly soon. But yeah, we will see as we go on. So there's some really good stuff in there, some stuff that we really liked, some stuff that maybe we weren't so keen on, and some stuff that may have made us a little bit angry as well.
Worth pointing out as well, in the stream that when they were about to announce Grimlock, they did reference the fact that everybody wanted Unicron. Like,
well, I was one of them.
Interesting,
well, when they do that, it's usually, not always, but usually a sign that they're working on something behind the scenes. They've mentioned Pretenders before. I still have my fingers crossed for some kind of modern adaptation of the Pretenders done properly, but we will wait and see on that. Before we finish up, guys, anybody have anything they want to add? Any final thoughts? Anything that we haven't covered already?
I just want to know Pete's opinions on Masters of the Universe cross Transformers.
Words don't do it justice.
What a great way of getting
still my beating heart.
They'll be bought just to keep in the box. That's really,
Yeah.
but I mean, for other people, I'm sure they'll get them out. But
Yeah,
they just look so good.
I
in
don't
those
even
ones.
think you need to mess with them. I think
Yeah.
they're just, they've smashed it.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with the Mattel guys, and they were asked whether or not there's transforming He-Man figures coming, like whether this crossover goes both ways. They were non-committal on that, but I do find it interesting that that they didn't have an Optimus Prime there. So I do wonder if the He-Man Optimus Prime crossover is going to be something that Hasbro is going to put out. Also, as well, can I just point out that making Man-at-Arms Bumblebee instead of Brawn was just a stupid idea. Like, what were you doing? Like,
why? The only thing I could think of is just that Bumblebee is a more bankable character for them because of his. But like, literally, it's right there in front of you.
Yeah,
the colors, everything. God damn it!
I guess the advantage that they've got is that if it's a success, it's easy enough to just repaint that Bumblebee Man-at-Arms crossover into Brawl. You know, but like
it's a wicked, just like the Thundercats and Master of the Universe crossover. I think they're going to start giving the people what the people want, and I think it's going to open up massive doors, and it'd be lovely to see, a bit like they did with the Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover. It'd be lovely to see some of the Master of the Universe vehicles transform that you can incorporate with the the Origins line. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
As somebody who's not into collecting Masters of the Universe or something like that, like over the course of the last couple of days, like I've heard from a few friends who are deep into Masters of the Universe, and I felt bad for them and their wallets because, man, like it looks like they are getting bilked at this point.
There's been some reveals. One
or two, and it's crossing over with literally everything at this point.
And the new movie coming out, which also, of course, is they're getting as much product out there they want it, and there's rumors we'll see a trailer for it over the course of SDCC, an actual trailer instead of the teaser that we've had. So it's all happening.
One thing, probably with SDC and how it's been different, I think this time is the amount of reveals that we've had that we might have had lists on TFW 2005, but just shows you can stop the leaks, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's been quite good. That let's be honest, we haven't really seen any of those from last night's one, the 2 o'clock one, and even the Nemesis. That wasn't out there. We knew it was coming from the lists, but I don't remember ever seeing any pictures. So, I mean, you could guess what it would look like. You could probably just digibash it, but we didn't actually get anything leaked. So that was definitely a positive.
Coincidence doesn't really exist, people.
Right, I think we'll call it an end there and let people get on with their day. Thank you if you have joined us and if you stuck with us throughout the whole thing. Thank you very much. If you're watching later on, thank you as well for tuning in. Please do go to Transformers the Show on Facebook. You can find Transformers the Show at TF the Show on all of our social media, usual places like Blue Sky, and if you still want to go to Twitter and all the usual places, and Instagram and everywhere. So please do follow us.
We're on TikTok now. We're on TikTok.
Oh yeah, on TikTok.
We're on TikTok
because we're young and hip and with it. And Dave, we know we can find you preparing for TFN, and then hopefully at TFN.
Yes.
Is there anywhere else that we might find?
I mean, right now, like the only thing that I can think of is TFN.
TFN it is then.
Yeah, I would just point out, it's this time in 2 weeks we will all be in Birmingham. Some people will be in the dealer hall. I will be probably not in the dealer hall. I'll be somewhere else. But yeah, it's going really, really well. Very, very exciting. And those ticket sales, man, are getting close. And we shut down ticket sales for last year. And it's heading that way. So it's all very exciting. And yeah, we announced it the other day, and I can't wait. If people want to see what you could have won with Generation 1 back in the 1980s, then you need to come along to the ClubCon, because it's going to be interesting.
Yes, yeah. That really is going to be fascinating to see what they've come up with, what they've put together. I know you've been involved in it all, so I can see from the look of excitement on your face, this is going to be something really good. So yeah,
good. Like we've done a good job. Like we've done a good job of it, of preserving it. I would say temper your expectations in regards to the quality of the actual material.
Great. It'll be great. We'll love it. We'll love every minute of it. So yes,
everybody still thinks that Generation 1 is the greatest of all time, and it's like, have you watched it recently? No. Go back and watch it.
Yeah. I've had this discussion with people. My views on that don't often go down well with many of my G1 friends, but fact is fact.
Every time you think of G1, you're thinking about the movie.
Yes, yeah, that's it.
You're not thinking about
not the noise round it.
Yeah, you're not thinking about a Decepticon raider in King Arthur's court. You're not thinking of
no. This is it. Right.
Just before we say goodbye, Maestro, should we mention next Friday or should we not mention next Friday?
Oh, well, we can. So next Friday, we will be having our final show before TFN. We don't do a show at TFN because we're too busy having fun and enjoying ourselves. So we are doing our TFN big special, and we will be joined by Sir David again, and also Mr. Andy Turnbull, who's going to come on with us as well. And we're going to be chatting all things TFN in the final build-up to the show. We might even, possibly have something to tell you about that people might not know. But we will see. You'll have to tune in on Friday to find out. 8 p.m. here on YouTube. UK time. Always got to say UK time, because I know our American friends, they often forget. Thank you very much for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, and stay safe. And thank you very much, Dave, for joining us. Pete, as always, thank you for your time as well. And we will see you next time on Friday. See you later, guys.
Bye.
It's time for Transformers, the show!